नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरीमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedar, Kotari, disciples, visitors, viewers, Balas and sons, everyone sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Los Angeles Adinam, Toronto Adinam, Ohio Adinam, Guadalupe Adinam, St. Louis Adinam, Seattle Adinam, Vancouver, St. Louis Adinam, Kuala Lumpur Adinam, San Jose Adinam, Oman Adinam, Thiruvanmiyur Adinam, New York, Houston Adinam, Puduvai Adinam, Madurai Adinam, Dubai Adinam, Bangalore, North Tallahassee, Florida, Singapore Adinam, Warrington, UK, Rajabalayam Adinam, Juarez, Mexico, China, Trinidad, Tobago, Indrani, New Jersey, and some more cities are joining. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today we are celebrating the 9th day of the Brahmotsavam, where we are celebrating the Devi's Digvijaya. She goes around all the 10 directions and conquers all the 14 worlds. Bhur Bhuvasuva Tapas Satya Vaikunta Kailasa, all the 14 worlds she conquers. She actually conquers Kailasa other than Mahadeva. Except Mahadeva, the whole Kailasa has come under her control. So even Nandi was not able to handle her. Nandi gave up. She was almost about to conquer the whole Kailasa. Mahadeva stood in front of her and immediately she fell in love with Mahadeva and she realized her identity, that she is Devi, not just one queen. It is because she is Devi she conquered all the 14 worlds. And her avataric mission was realized by her. Then Mahadeva smiles at her and says, all right, go back to Madurai, I'll come there and marry you. Because of Mahadeva's assurance, she comes back and the Digvijaya is celebrated today. Devi is gracing on Swarna Nagavahana, the golden snake vehicle, which is embodiment of Kundalini Shakti. Let's receive her grace. Mahadeva is also gracing on Sarva Alankara. Evening we will be having Digvijayam. With this, I'll move to tenth verse of the Isavasya Upanishad. Please recite along with me. Anyadeva Huruvidyaya Anyata Huravidyaya Iri Shushruma Dhiranam Yenastat Vichachakshire. I'll read out the translation. It is said that by Vidya, the knowledge cognized from the right context of grasping the truth, consciousness, and the superficial knowledge acquired from the wrong context of grabbing, without cognizing the subtle truths, certainly a different result is achieved. Similarly, it is said that by avidya, the authentic actions and the ignorant actions, a very different result is achieved. Thus have we listened from those wise beings who have explained that absolute principle to us. Listen. Anyadeva Hurvidyaya Anyata Huravidyaya Idi Shushrumadhiranam Enastat Vichachakshire. Constantly keeping your seeking alive makes you grasp the truth. You will not try to grab them. Understand? For example, you see somebody melting down, overflowing with that melting devotion, offers a bilva leaf to Mahadeva, and he is liberated. You see that, and then you also decide, yes, if I pluck that tree leaf and put it on this statue, I will have liberation. That is what is grabbing the truth. Understand? You are not grasping it, you are grabbing it. You only see the action. You don't see the context. So you see everyone sitting in that Padmasana posture and chanting Om, and all the rishis enlightened. Immediately you also think, let me sit and do Ah. That is only grabbing the truth, not grasping. Grasping means understanding the context. All the problems everyone faces in the life is trying to grab, not to grasp. If you try to grasp the truth, you will have the approach of love towards the truth. Don't have the approach of a result towards the truth. All right, this is what I want. You want to say that I should sit and chant Om? Okay, I'll do. How many hours I have to do? It's not a bank account. 20,000 times you chant Shiva, Shiva, Shiva and put it in the bank account and Mahadeva has to appear and give you what you want. Now, most of the time, you try to only grab. You are asking, give a set of rules, standard instruction, give. I'll do that. If I can't, what should I do? Give the plan B, plan C. And understand, all the religions which caters to your mind, which tries to grab the truth, the religions which tries to cater to the mind, which grabs the truth, which does not have passions to grasp, They only give a set of rules, finally evolve into a socio-political cult. Anything other than enlightenment, even the pleasure and luxury, which is the side effect during the enlightenment process in Hinduism, even the pleasures and luxury is the side effect, happens while you are traveling towards enlightenment. Anything other than enlightenment is put as a priority. That tradition is not a religion, be very clear. It's a socio-political cult. All socio-political cults try to cater to the human beings who try to grab the truth, not grasp. For grasping the truth, you need completely different space where seeking, tremendous seeking becomes the first priority. Understand? When you are trying to grasp the truth, you will look in, wow, how can this simple act, he goes and plucks one bilva leaf from a tree, bilva tree, and offers it on a statue. How can such a simple act liberate him? Why is he so blissful? Why is he in ecstasy? If you approach the happening with a tremendous love, you will grasp the truth. You will grasp the truth. You will understand something more than the action is happening. He is having a different context altogether. He is having a different context altogether. He is having some higher possibilities opening up to him. The body may be doing the simple action of plucking a leaf and putting it on the deity, but the context behind this action is something different. You will understand that only when you approach the happening with tremendous love to grasp it. If you try to put everything in a frame and come to a conclusion, you will only try to grab it. That is why one of the great masters of the modern day, Punjaji Maharaj, a disciple of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, or I can say follower, because Ramana Maharshi never initiated anybody formally. He says, I neither have a guru nor have a disciple. So he never accepted anybody as a disciple formally. So a follower of Ramana Maharshi, he beautifully describes to his disciples. Some of his disciples ask, you say enlightened beings don't have karma, what about your body movements and all that? Punjaji says, who says I am moving? I am not. They said, no, you are talking to us. He says, no, because you expect I should be talking. You get the response I am talking. Otherwise, I am not doing anything. He disowns the responsibility of the very action he is doing by that very action. By talking, he declares he is not talking. And he is true. He is true. Because whatever agitation need to happen in you to talk is not happening in him. So if your approach is talking from the context of love and understanding, trying to grasp what is happening, you will understand he is not talking. If you approach a master without patience, trying to frame him into your mold, your frame, trying to grab him as you want, you will say, what is there? He is also doing everything like me. You will only be grabbing the truth. You won't be grasping. Approaching the world, approaching God, approaching Guru, approaching yourself with tremendous love, patience, and the context of grasping the truth is seeking. Approaching everything with tremendous love and patience from the context of knowing the truth, wanting to know the truth is grasping, seeking. If you are approaching the truth with the mood of grabbing, framing it, making it as a utility value, you are trying to make a frame out of life, soon you will be tired and bored. Understand? Approaching God, Guru, life, yourself, everything with tremendous love and patience to know the context, to grasp the truth about it is seeking. I am defining seeking. Seeking means approaching you, approaching God, approaching world, approaching Guru, everything with tremendous love and patience, passiveness. Try to grasp what it is with the world. Have patience, love. Try to grasp what it is. Don't try to frame. Don't try to relate with agitation. With God, approach it with tremendous love and patience. Don't enter into him with a fear or a greed or an agitated mood. To Guru, try to approach with a tremendous patience, love, and see. Try to grasp what he is, not try to grab or put himself in a frame as you want. And even about yourself, try to approach with tremendous patience. Tremendous patience. What you need to achieve, what you want to do, what your plans and visions are, when they are becoming real day by day, when you are realizing them day by day, celebrate it. Approach yourself with tremendous love, patience, not with agitation, taking yourself for granted, taking yourself for granted. Understand? Anyadevahurvidyaya anyatahuravidyaya iti shushrumadhiranam enastat vichachakshire. Again and again understanding the context and trying to grasp the subtlest truths of everything is seeking. Seeking means approaching everything with tremendous love and passions and try to grasp the truth and context, not grab, without cognizing the subtle truths, not grab. Develop seeking. Keep your seeking alive. Reinvent yourself with your seeking. Re-strategize yourself with your seeking. That is the basic truth this verse of Upanishads want to describe. Today's subject for Vakyartha Sadas again, seeking. Seeking, seeking, seeking. How to approach with love and passions the world, God, Guru. So what's the difference between grasping and grabbing? This is the subject for today's Vakyartha Sadas. Listen. Difference between grasping and grabbing. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org, www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.